Selling out
God damn it!
is easy to do.
Separated.
It's not so hard
He's one of the worst students we've got.
to find a buyer for you. When money talks,
Not great, Bob.
you're under its spell.
Not great, Bob.
Ah, but what do you have when there's nothing left to sell?
He's one of the worst students we've got.
Hey, everybody. This is Finding My Audience with Alan Strickland Williams. I'm Alan Strickland Williams. You are the audience of which I am finding. It is June 5th, 2025. How's your June going? 61 degrees. It's cloudy. It's 9:34 a.m. I got to say, I'm in a good little rut right now. I don't think you call it a rut when it's good. I'm in a good little thing right now. I've kind of got a good routine. I'm trying to keep to it. It has still been a little bit cloudy, but the sun's always came out. I've been really good about getting my time outside, getting some walks in, things like that. Keep moving some stuff around, but I think this is a good setup. We've got the little guy here, got this over to the side so it doesn't bump anything. The dream with this has always sort of been, I get it to a point where I set it up and then I can just sort of like wake up and come down here and press the thing and then record. And we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. And it feels good. It really does feel good. What do we have here? I did want to check real quick. Hang with me, guys. I just want to put it into this little warm mode. Just if we can. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, just for the video. Okay, what do we have today? Oh, happy Pride. It's June. It's Pride. Oh, first let's check in. How are you doing? Let me know. What's going on? We got some views, not a ton, but for me, we got some views in the last YouTube. Trying different things with the title and stuff. Hey, really exciting stuff. Welcome if you're new. I'm Alan Strickland Williams. I'm a comedian. I'm a joke writer. I'm a storyteller. I'm not really a storyteller. I'm more of a joke writer. But been doing this for about a year. This is episode 30. Let's see. What have I been up to? Let me think. Oh, first off, let me say happy Pride. Let's get this. If you've heard this one before, I apologize. But here we go.
I'm a proud member of the LGBT community. Yeah. That's right. I'm loving God big time.
The old
Can't get enough of the big guy.
the old loving God big time LGBT joke. I don't know if it was one of the first jokes I wrote. It was probably up there. Probably one of the first, maybe not the first joke I wrote, one of the first jokes that consistently did well. That was from the first Conan, which is coming up on a long time. Conan's not on the air anymore. He's a podcast guy now. But Conan O'Brien, the podcast guy, used to have these late night shows, and stand-ups used to want to get on them. I got to do it twice. Very lucky. Very grateful. That was from the first set. A lot of people, I post that. I'm trying to get these things going where it's like, okay, every Pride I'll have this thing, or, just sort of key things. I've noticed that a lot recently. I've noticed a lot of people put a lot of the more I get into clipping and posting stuff, people are always like, oh, burning material, blah, blah. People straight up put the same joke up, sometimes the same video, but people will also do different videos of the same joke. And this is not a critique. I think that makes sense. We're just trying to fill the slop trough, right? That's all we're really trying to do. So get the slop out any way you can. Do it a different way. Maybe you add a different tag. Maybe it's a cool setup. Whatever. Anyway, I've noticed that. So I'm not going to feel bad about using a joke that is years old. Okay. I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm actually going to feel good about it. Happy Pride. Hope you guys are celebrating. To the people that get mad about Pride, I really don't know what to tell you. You're really on your own in this world. And also you're not on your own. Everything is built for you, and especially if you're an American right now, like you got 4 years a straight month. You know what I mean? Not to get too political. But these people, they can't. I had a clip. One of those aggregator Instagram things posted one of my old jokes. I didn't have it queued up. I don't even want to talk, but it's not even about gun control. It's not saying anything about guns, but because I literally say the word gun, the comments just be like, "Oh, you don't understand." But I'm just like, you people really, you just shouldn't. These are the people that I talk about when I'm like, not everyone needs a phone, not everyone needs a voice online. Everyone deserves a voice to vote, blah, 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 etc. Not everyone needs a voice online. It's severely, severely harming a lot of people. That being said, talking about guns, we're going to get to it later. I'm trying to start doing this thing where I record separately, so I don't put too much stress on one thing. Something goes wrong, I don't lose the whole thing. So we're just going to do the intro and some jokes here. But finally figured out how to do it. I've been talking about this for a while. I'm gonna go through the California handgun safety guide. I need to study it to take the test if I want to get a gun here, which I do, and we can dive into more of that stuff later. But that's the other thing too. I'm like, I'm not anti-gun, you stupid people, you stupid people. And hey, guess what? I don't know if you heard this about me. I'm a survivor of gun violence. It's so funny to say it. It's so funny that is a true thing. And I very lucky, didn't get hurt. Except for the mental part of it. Speaking of, I was on the mental illness happy hour. I'd recorded a long time ago, but they just put it out. Talked about that. Talked about some other sort of the mental health stuff that goes into just my life without comedy stuff, and then that too. Really, really good chat. What's his name? Paul. Let's see. Mental illness happy hour. His name is Paul. Paul Gil Martin. That's 3 first names. That's what that was tripping me up. Paul Gil Martin. Paul Gil Martin. If you're an old head like me, he was the host of Dinner and a Movie on TBS. The beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread. That song was the theme song. They would watch an old movie and make a meal sort of loosely based on it. He was one of the hosts, and it's so funny because maybe I knew that because Mental Illness Happy Hour. That's a show that's been on forever. This is like old. Like I was surprised to know that it was still going. I was surprised that they had me, but he was definitely I right when I met him in real life to do the thing, and he spoke. I was like, oh my God, you're you're Dinner and a Movie guy. I didn't put the two together. Dinner and Movie. I mean, I think I saw like I think I'm remembering Weird Science for the age I was. Makes a lot of sense. I think maybe Airplane. I remember a lot of times the first time I saw a movie was through Dinner and Movie. So that was really cool. It was a good talk. Again, buy the album, stream it. Ran through AlanStricklandWilliams.com. Did the Happy Pride thing. Oh, you know what I need to do? Here's what I want to do before we get into the jokes. I want to, will this actually work? Please tell me this will work. The number is on the screen. The number, this is my voicemail. It's 323-457-0032. Again, that's 323-457-0032. The reason I bring this up is because I got an email from Google, and we know how well they're doing. Maybe the AI sent me this email. But it said your number is at risk of going away because it hasn't been used in 30 days. So here's what I'm going to do. If you feel so inclined, call 323-457-0032. And what I want you to do, this is very easy, very low barrier to entry, as they say in the biz. One word. This is what I want from you. I want one word. And you can preamble it. You can say who you are or not, whatever. And you can give a little context too. But I don't want to go through long voicemails on this. I want to see if this works. One word answer. The question is, what are you hoping to get out of this summer? That's what I want to know.
Talk to me, baby.
What are you trying to get out of this summer? This can be abstract. This can be concrete. This can be serious. This can be flippant. This can be funny. This can be serious. This can be whatever you want. The number, again, is 323-457-0032. Let's see if we have a reason to keep this going. If not, we don't need the number anymore. I don't care. I use it. I'll use my Google Voice number when I need to call a nefarious source. I had to call my landlord's office, ask how much they're charging for the apartments that are on. We got one in the building. Oh, I don't even want to get into that. I'm saving that for another time. I want to stay in a good time. I want to stay in a good mood. What do we got? We got some jokes. Let's see. Did you guys hear that Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin split up? Yeah. If history is any guide, that means we'll see a candle that smells like Dakota Johnson's vagina. Let's take that again. Actually, I didn't write it out. I just put the joke. I just put the joke there. Let me just. I think I put it on Twitter. Hey, this is the process. I'm trying to do this a little bit before work. I think I'm gonna get a little bit done. Let me see. Where's my? Yeah, here we go. Here's the good stuff. Here's the good stuff. Okay, People. Here we go. Magazine People reported that Dakota Johnson and Coldplay's Chris Martin have split. If history is any guide, we will soon be able to buy a candle that smells like Dakota Johnson's vagina. That's better. That's better. I wonder if you can say vagina. Maybe I'll put like a little meow or something. Let's see. This is the only other joke I really had. The jacarandas in LA are going off. The purple tree. A lot of people don't know this. They're called jacarandas because you're supposed to jack around them. So you're supposed to jack around them. That could be a clip too. Anything could be a clip if you think about it. But then what I was the reason why I said that, I think that I could clip that, but I should probably do that IRL in front of a jacaranda tree. I did this whole video a long time ago. It's called the jacarandas. It's called the jacarandas. They're blooming. I just say jacaranda a lot. It's the type of video that if Chris Fleming did it, it would have 3 million views. Not to get too bitter within the first 12 minutes. I'm not, maybe that's not actually bitter, but there's just truths. You know, you tweet something sometimes and you're like, wow, that could, if someone else did that, it would literally make millions. But because I did it, no one cares. No one likes it because no one likes me. Here's another. I can just go on my Twitter and kind of look. What else we got? Did the LGBT thing. Let's see. I was just going to do a lot of times people will tell you that Coca-Cola is not healthy because it can like clean coins and like car battery terminals. But actually, that's good. That's what I want the Coca-Cola to do inside of me. That's fine. I think that probably does it for the jokes. I think that we can go in. Now, here's what I want to try. I'm going to try that. If we need to, we'll stop right here and we'll pick up. And we're back.
He's one of the worst students we've got.
Gotta keep them separated.
We're back. It did work. It was pretty awesome. So if you're watching the video, what I'm doing is we're going to jump into this is the Firearm Safety Certificate Guide for the state of California. I kind of want to just jump in, but if you're watching the video, I'm going to put up what I'm just going to go through this thing. I don't know. We've already kind of recorded 15 minutes or so. Kind of want to draw this out, to be perfectly honest. Wouldn't mind squeezing some content out of this, but I'm just going to start getting through it. I kind of just wanted to get to see if it would work, basically, and it is. So if you're listening, I'm literally just going to read it. But if you're watching, or if you want to watch, if you have any interest in maybe getting a gun or, just want to see how ridiculous it is, the process, come along with me. Jump over to the video and subscribe. Hey, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Yeah. Oh, and just to go back, God, the comments are just so funny. Someone, I posted that LGBT joke on YouTube, and someone was like, what did they say? What did they say exactly? They're just like, literally, who cares, dude? You're so proud, or something like that. And I'm like, so you literally like heard one word and you just reacted. I guess it shouldn't be surprising that people are this dumb, but people are this dumb. So if you leave a comment, don't be dumb. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a moron. Don't be stupid. Rub some brain cells together and come up with something cogent, intelligent, or simple. Simplicity. There's elegance in simplicity.
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby.
But you know what I'm saying. Just leave a comment. Hey, help me out. Thank you to the Patreons. I still got a couple left. I don't know. You guys are the best. I don't know why you do that. Join the Patreon. Oh, I keep meaning I do need to make a dollar tier. I do want to make a dollar tier. I feel like that's very democratic. But we'll get to that later. For now, we're getting into the FSC Firearm Safety Certificate Guideline. Let me just make sure this works. If I scroll down, yep, if it's following, there's the study guide. Office of the Attorney General, California Department of Justice, Bureau of Firearms, June 2020. So this is a COVID era guide. So I feel like we're going to hear a lot about Fauci in here. I don't know how close this is. I can zoom in on the fly. This is incredible. Literally rocking my world. Okay, anyway, here's the preface. Let's dig in. Let me put this over here. Okay, firearm safety is the law in California. By the way, nice that there's a preface for this. What if there'll be like a message from the editor about how it's a translation? Anyway, preface. Firearm safety is the law in California. That's good to know. Every firearm owner should understand and follow firearm safety practices, have a basic familiarity with the operation and handling of their firearm, and be fully aware of the responsibility of firearm ownership. I'm sure everyone that has a gun is so fully aware. Pursuant to Penal Code, what'd you call me? Section 26840, any person who acquires a firearm must have a firearm safety certificate, FSC, unless they are statutorily exempt from the FSC requirement. I imagine that would be if you're a cop or something. To obtain an FSC, a person must pass a Department of Justice written test on firearm safety. The test is administered by DOJ certified instructors who are often located at firearms dealerships. So this is interesting. I realized this too a little bit when I was doing my flying lessons, my pilot classes or whatever you want to call them. There is a point where it's like you think you're never going to have to take a test again. Maybe you graduate college, maybe high school, whatever. And it is fine to be like to willingly put yourself into something where you have to pass a test. It doesn't feel great. Makes you feel young a little bit, which in theory should be good, but I just don't. I do think that it is kind of funny you have to pass a test to buy a gun. That's just funny. Okay, let's see. Let's go on. I mean, it's good, right? But it's just funny to think it's like you got to take the gun test. It's like. Question, what is this? Is a picture of a gun, you write down gun. This study guide provides the basic firearm safety information necessary to pass the test. Following the firearm safety information in this guide will help reduce the potential for accidental deaths and injuries, particularly those involving children, caused by the unsafe handling and storing of firearms. In addition to safety information, this study guide provides a general summary of the state laws that govern the sale and use of firearms. Finally, there's a glossary that defines the more technical terms used in the study guide. So this is basically like a textbook. Simply reading this study guide will not make you a safe firearm owner. So don't think that just and so I would imagine just listening to it doesn't either. So you got to really go out there and study. To be a safe firearm owner, you must practice the firearm safety procedures described in the following pages. All right, so then we got the table of contents. We can just kind of zoom through this. Introduction. Why firearm safety? It's a question we've all asked. Why firearm safety? Firearm safety is important to all Californians. No one wants firearm accidents to happen, yet they do every day. That's just a funny. So we gave you this study guide so that you can prevent accidents, but we are right in the introduction admitting it's not doing any good. Firearm accidents involving children are especially disturbing. This is true. Studies show that easy access to loaded firearms in homes is often a contributing factor in accidental shootings of children. That's one thing, too, that I don't have to worry about. There aren't kids here. If there ever was a situation where there would be children here, I guess you would. I guess you get a safe. There's probably stuff about that. But yeah, it's interesting because I totally get the thing where it's like you want to protect your family, your home, but then it's like, yeah, it's like having a gun around. It's like having a gun lying around if you have kids. Oh, I need to write this down. I was thinking this in the car the other day. Instead of Chekhov's gun, Jackoff's gun. I do a lot of Jackoff stuff. Jackoff's gun. Let's put that in my stand-up. This is a working podcast, by the way. I think we've talked about that. It's a working podcast. If you have any, if you need to work on your jokes or your firearm safety, this is what this place is for. This study got, while there may be no way to guarantee safety, firearm owners can take steps to help prevent many accidental shootings. This study guide will give you valuable information to help you become a safe and responsible firearm owner. Firearm safety is the law. The intent of the California legislature in enacting the FSC law is to ensure that persons who obtain firearms have a basic familiarity with those firearms. So you didn't know, just basic, including but not limited to the safe handling and storage of those firearms. It is not the intent of the legislature to require an FSC for the mere possession of a firearm. Okay, this is some weird legal gobbledygook. Okay, whatever. It is not the intent of the legislature to require an FSC for the mere possession of a firearm. Yet you have to have one if you want to possess a firearm. Firearms must be handled responsibly and securely stored to prevent access by children and other unauthorized users. California has strict laws pertaining to firearms, and you can be fined or imprisoned if you fail to comply with them. Visit the website of the California Attorney General for information on firearms laws applicable to you and how you can comply. Firearm safety certificate information. To obtain an FSC, you must take the DOJ written test and receive a passing score of at least 75%. The information needed to pass the test is contained in the study guide. 75%. So what is that? What would a 75 be? I forget. I only got A's. Stupid. Let me see. I'm an idiot. 75 grade letter. C plus or B minus. Okay, B minus. Okay, all right. I feel a little bit better than that. C's passing. C's passing. Now in college, I did not. In college, I got a lot of C's. Gentlemen C's. Okay, so let's see. Let's get back to the guide here. Why aren't you showing up? There you are. So you got to rock the test and get a 75%. An FSC is valid for 5 years from the date of issuance. If your FSC is lost, stolen, or destroyed, a replacement may be obtained pursuant to Penal Code, Section 31700. There are exemptions from the FSC requirement, including but not limited to federal firearms license collectors with a certificate of eligibility for curio and relic transactions only. Oh, yeah, of course there are guys that are into old-timey guns. Scary. Active reserve, or honorably retired military. That makes sense. Carry concealed weapon permit holders and persons who have completed peace officer standards and training. Firearms training, so that's cops. For a complete list of exemptions, visit the website. I'm trying not to do all the banal stuff. You're required to provide documentation of your exemption to firearms dealer each time you acquire a firearm. Okay, here we go. Causes of firearm accidents. Now we're getting good. Ignorance and carelessness are major causes of firearm accidents. To help reduce the number of firearm accidents, it is critical that the gun safety rules are understood and practiced at all times by every family member. Following are some examples of firearm accidents that could have been avoided if the basic gun safety rules had been practiced. These are in italics and indented if you're not watching. 2 young children playing in their home found a loaded handgun with the magazine removed on a bedside table. 1 child was injured when the handgun was fired, okay, because there was still, it was loaded. So, okay, a handgun owner assumed a firearm was unloaded. While cleaning it, he accidentally fired the handgun, causing injury to himself. You hate that when you're cleaning, too. You just made a bigger mess. A hunter was walking with his finger loosely on the trigger of his rifle. Distracted by a sudden noise behind him, he turned and accidentally fired, injuring his buddy walking nearby. Oh, that's about Dick Cheney. I don't know if younger people don't know this, but Dick Cheney was the vice president for George Bush, and at one point he shot a guy in the face. Oh, and by the way, that's the person that Kamala Harris was touting as an endorsement. The guy who shot a guy in the face.
Not great, Bob.
Okay, knowing the safety rules and applying them most of the time is not enough. Firearm accidents can happen even to a person who knows the safety rules. Oh yeah, that finger thing. I do know. Yeah, you're not supposed to like rest on the finger. You're supposed to have like your finger out like that. You're supposed to have it pointed out against the I don't know what the part of the gun is. For example, you may think you can leave your loaded firearm out on the kitchen table just for a moment while you go outside to turn off the garden hose. Although you know you should never leave a firearm where a child may find it, you carelessly think it will be all right just this once. Remember, ignorance and carelessness can result in firearm accidents. Basic gun safety rules must be applied all of the time. Preventing misuse tragedies. It's a fact that many depressed, intoxicated, substance abusive, or enraged individuals commit suicide every year with firearms, usually handguns. So this is the part. This is the part that I need to pay attention to. I'm hitting on a lot of those things right there. The developmental issues associated with adolescence make teenagers particularly susceptible to this unfortunate outcome. Safe and responsible. Oh, it makes me feel young too. Safe and responsible firearm storage, particularly when a member of the household is experienced with the aforementioned conditions, can help prevent tragedies. So I'm glad this kind of naturally came out because I did want to talk about it, because there was a time in my life where I was like, I don't want a gun. Then I kind of went through some stuff where I'm like, well, I'm not saying I would have used it properly, but having one, knowing I have one, not gonna lie, would have made me feel a little safer. Even if maybe statistically you're not safer, it would have made me feel that way, and my feelings are valid from what I hear. You ever notice that, though? It's always other people's feelings that are valid, and you're supposed to accept theirs, but yours. Has anyone else ever noticed that?
Not great, Bob.
But all that to say that I am the reason I'm doing this and embarking on this is because I feel like I've turned a corner, or whatever you want to say with that stuff. And yeah, I keep thinking about it and I want to do it. I guess we could take this moment to kind of, I think I've mentioned this before, but it's like, look, if you really do think that everyone's a moron, which I kind of do, if you think that the mere fact that the temperature rising across the world will make people go crazier and crazier, I only base this on reality and experience growing up in Florida. It makes you crazy. The hotter it gets, people start to go a little haywire. And then, geopolitical forces, our intranational dynamic going on right now just doesn't seem good. Just doesn't seem like it's going to lead anywhere good. So it's kind of like, look, do I hope that this happens? Of course not. But if I really do believe this stuff, which I do, then if to not have some sort of plan or preparation about it, or even to think about it, that would be ignorant and careless, if you ask me. No one did. Becoming a safe and responsible firearm owner. This is the good stuff. Becoming a safe firearm owner is similar to becoming a safe driver. Hey, your car can kill people too. You combine a good working knowledge of the equipment, the basic skills of operating. I wonder if they do that, though. I wonder if in the car study guides now they do a thing about how you can a depressed individual could run the car in the garage. I wonder if they do that. They probably don't. You combine a good working knowledge of the equipment, the basic skills of operation, and a mindset dedicated to safe and responsible usage and storage. This means you must have respect for the danger of firearms. I respect you, gun. Gun, I respect you. Firearm, you're doing great, and I just want to let you know. On top of that, and you look great, and you smell great. I just want to let you know, I respect you. I respect you. This means you must also have an awareness and concern about the possible safety hazards related to firearms. Oh, I didn't know guns could cause harm. And a desire to learn and practice safe conduct with firearms. Cool. Developing a mindset for safe and responsible firearm usage and storage is the first step in actually becoming a responsible firearm owner. The next step is building your knowledge of firearms and gun safety, which you can do by reading and understanding the information in this study guide. The final steps are becoming skillful in handling firearms and using the safety knowledge that you have acquired. Okay, we're in chapter. So yeah, we're going to do this over probably a series of parts because we're only on chapter 1. We're only on page 8 of 50. A lot of these pages, aren't really important, but the pages with stuff on them are important. A lot of these pages are like blank, literally blank. So anyway, chapter 1, gun safety rules. Okay. Thought I was going to burp, but didn't. Pretty cool. The chapter will introduce you to specific gun safety rules to give you a better understanding of firearm safety. And you know what? For next time, I need to make sure that I have it on the TV so I can make it at least a little bit more like I'm looking at the camera. Although I imagine you guys might be reading this too. There are 6 basic Fuck me. God damn it. There are 6. Put it here so it wouldn't bounce and hit stuff. What do? I hit it with my ring. There are 6 basic gun safety rules for gun owners to understand and practice at all times. Number 1, treat all guns as if they are loaded. I like that. Keep the gun pointed in the safest possible direction, which would be away from any person or thing. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Know your target, its surroundings, and beyond, because the bullet can go through things. Know how to properly operate your gun. Yeah, that's pretty good. Store your gun safely and securely to prevent unauthorized use. Guns and ammunition should be stored separately.
Talk to me, talk
Damn
to me,
it.
talk to me, baby.
Let's try that. Let's take that again. What was it? Which one? Store your gun safely and securely to prevent unauthorized use. Guns and ammunition should be stored
Gotta keep them separated.
separately. Number 1, treat all guns as if they're loaded. Always assume that a gun is loaded, even if you think it is unloaded. Every time a gun is handled for any reason, check to see that it is unloaded. For specific instructions on how to unload a firearm, see Chapter 3. If you are unable to check a gun to see if it is unloaded, leave it alone and seek help from someone more knowledgeable about guns. Keep the gun pointed in the safest possible direction. This is number 2. Always be aware of where the gun is pointing. A safe direction is one where an accidental discharge of the gun will not cause injury or damage. Okay, that makes sense. Only point a gun at an object that you intend to shoot. Never point a gun toward yourself or another person. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Always keep your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until you are ready to shoot. So I guess the trigger guard is the thing that goes around it. Even though it may be comfortable to rest your finger on the trigger, it is unsafe. If you are moving around with your finger on the trigger and stumble or fall, you could inadvertently pull the trigger. And I'm clumsy. I got bruises on my leg like I'm a girl. I don't know what's going on. I'm always banging into something. And I'll do this sometimes too. You ever like catch the edge of your door, like where the lock thing goes? You'll catch that in your pocket. I don't know how I do that. If you're moving around with your finger on the trigger, you could inadvertently pull the trigger. Sudden loud noises or movements can result in accidental discharge because there's a natural tendency to tighten the muscles when startled. The trigger is for firing. The handle is for handling. Why do they call it a firing? Or a fire? Triggers for firing, handles for handling. Know your target, its surroundings, and beyond. Check that the areas in front of and behind your target are safe before shooting. Be aware that if the bullet misses or completely passes through the target, it could strike a person or object. Identify the target and make sure it is what you intend to shoot. If you are in doubt, don't shoot. That's in caps. Never fire at a target that is only a movement, color, sound, or unidentifiable shape. Oh, I think that they're saying get all these things together. That's just kind of written strangely. It's also just very abstract. No, I want to shoot the color green. I think they're saying put all this together. So don't just fire it like a bush moves. There's something in the bush. Don't just fire into the bush. Could be your buddy. And you might have accidentally shot him in the face. Be aware of all the people around you before you shoot. Number 5, know how to properly operate your gun. It is important to become thoroughly familiar with your gun. You should know its mechanical characteristics, including how to properly load, unload, and clear a malfunction from your gun. You know what they say? Hold your friends close, your enemies closer, and your gun even closer than that, right between you and your enemy. Obviously, not all guns are mechanically the same. Never assume that what applies to one maker or model is exactly applicable to another. You should direct questions regarding the operation of your gun to your firearms dealer or contact the manufacturer directly. Store your gun safely. That'd be funny. You're calling the gun manufacturer while someone's breaking into your home. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Number 6, store your gun safely and securely to prevent unauthorized use. Guns and ammunition should be stored separately. Even when the gun is not in your hands, you must still think of safety. Use a California-approved firearm safety device in the gun, such as a trigger lock or a cable lock, so it can't be fired. Store your gun unloaded in a locked container, such as a California-approved lockbox or gun safe. Lockbox. Store your gun in a different location than the ammunition. For maximum safety, you should use both a locking device and a storage container. And then we've got additional safety points. The 6 basic safety rules are the foundational rules for gun safety. However, there are additional safety points which must not be overlooked. Never handle a gun when you are in an emotional state, such as anger or depression. Your judgment may be impaired. You never shoot a gun in celebrations, such as on the 4th of July or New Year's Eve, for example. Not even on your birthday. Not only is this unsafe, but it is generally illegal. A bullet fired into the air can return to the ground with enough speed to cause injury or death. Do not shoot at water, flat, or hard surfaces. The bullet can ricochet and hit someone or something other than the target. Hand your gun to someone only after you verify that it is unloaded and the cylinder or action is open. Take a gun from someone only after you verify that it is unloaded and the cylinder or action is open. Guns, alcohol, and drugs don't mix. Alcohol and drugs can negatively affect judgment as well as physical coordination. Alcohol and any other substances are likely to impair normal mental or physical functions and should not be used before or while handling guns. Avoid handling and using your gun when you are taking medications that cause drowsiness or include a warning to not operate machinery while taking the drug. The loud noise from a fired gun can cause hearing damage, and the debris and hot gas that is often emitted can result in eye injury. Always wear ear and eye protection when shooting a gun. Okay, let's do the test. Chapter 1, self-test. A safe practice when handling a gun is to rest your finger on the outside of the trigger guard or along the side of the gun until you're ready to shoot. Page 4. I would say that's true. I would say 1 true. To know your target, its surroundings, and beyond, you must consider that if the bullet misses or completely passes through the target, it could strike a person or object. That's true. Drinking alcohol while handling firearms is safe if your blood alcohol no, that's false. You should never drink alcohol. Which of the following safety points should you remember when handling a gun? Never shoot a gun in celebration. Do not fire at water. That's going to be all the above. It's all of the above. I'm kind of rushing through it because I want to get this done. I have something to do soon. Number 5, as a safety, I'm rushing through the gun test. Don't worry about it. It's just this once. Number 5, as a safety measure, your firearm should always be pointed to the north in the safest possible direction, up or down. That's funny. It's B in the safest possible direction. I think you're supposed to always put it up. One of the safety rules is to know how to properly clear a malfunction, operate your gun, load your gun, clean your gun. Oh, interesting. I would imagine that it's operate your gun, right? Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm got to look at these upside down here. Answers 1 true. Yep. 2, know your target was also true. Drinking alcohol false, got these right. 4 was D. 5 is B. And 6 is B. Operate your gun. That was a little tricky. Chapter 1's down, guys. I'm going to cut it here. We've got more than enough time. I'm trying to keep these not super long. So maybe this will be something we go to here and there because it does take a good bit of time to go through. Maybe it will need to be just a whole episode to itself. But I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well. Remember, call the number. Can I put it back on the screen? 323-457-0032. Tell me what you want out of this summer in 1 word or less. I'm Alan Strickland Williams. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the funny papers.